Virginia here with Jenny Lee Gems. First thing in the morning, I'm ready to resin. I've got my coffee. I've opened my little packages. I've got all these great new silicone molds, and I'm gonna try this new technique that I've never done before. I love trees. Here's a beautiful little tree of life with a star in it. So I just watched the videos online to see how to do it, and I used just my little paint brushes and went in with some of my glittery paste paints in here. And I use all different types, so I just kind of mix and match and blended the colors. Now it was a little difficult to keep it on just the raised portion of this mold, but I went back in and cleaned up with a little cotton swab there. So we'll see how that turns out. I'll show you in a little bit. On resin day, I work on several different projects because I like, if you're spending the day resining, you might as well get a lot done. So I'm also going to try to make some of these beachy bottoms. I just got home from San Carlos, Mexico, and my friend and I collected a lot of these little shells. I've got a whole stack of them over there, clean and ready to go. So I'm also going to be preparing some of those. Resin day, I do as many bottoms as I can, and I use up all the resin I can. So thanks for watching. I'll let you know how this comes out. So this is what I'm using. This is Pearl X powder in 3 different, well, I have a blue-green, blue, dark blue, and a light blue. And I've mixed them all up already, and they've sat, say, 15 minutes, and they're getting pretty thick, so it's just about time to start working with them. So there's another way you could do this. You could just keep darkening the same cup or changing the color of the same cup. Look at that beautiful pearly green. And then there's a really light, clear, shimmery blue. This is gonna be gorgeous. I have my sand and resin mixed up. I'm using white sand, and I'm also gonna do a little bit of a black sand beach. Just see how that looks. So I've got everything mixed up, and I did add a little bit of the pearl white of the Pearl X in with my sand, so it'll be my white sand, so it'll be real shimmery. Now there's some little specks of black in there, but I'll pull those out as we pour them. Okay, so that's what I'm using. Let's get ready to pour. Okay, so my molds are clean and prepared. I wash my molds after every use. They are expensive, so I try to keep them in good working order. So we're going to start, hopefully you can see the white on white, but I'm just going to put a thin layer of the bottom. Now this has some little black pieces of sand in here as well. I want to keep that down low, because that's going to be my sandy part. So just use your toothpick to move it around. And that's where we're going to place our shells. Now you don't need a lot. Also, I wanted to mention, make sure to retain some clear resin, because we're going to separate the colors with that. So then we're going to start at the top, and I'm going the darkest blue at the top because that's the deepest. So pour a little bit of resin at the top. Dark blue or whatever color you prefer. Now see, everything starts traveling, so we got to work a little faster. Oh, that's a beautiful shimmery blue. I don't know if you could see that shimmer. And then I'm going to go the teal blue. And then next I'm going to put the light blue, the very, very light blue. And that'll be separating the sand from the teal. Now the way these shimmer powders work, they start moving around and looking beautiful. I really like that. I hope you could see how it is coming out. I'll try to get a little closer. I'm going to let it settle a second, and then I'll take my heat gun to pop any bubbles. There we go. So that is looking just beautiful. So we are going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to mix these colors a little bit and let them run into each other. And I'm just going to swipe in an S pattern and see what happens, because it'll move a little bit. Oh, that does, the top really looks like water. I love that dark blue. So let's try a black one. Black sand beach. Let's do a black sand beach and see how that works. This might be a little more easier to control because it's thicker. It's actually little black rocks. But in the beach I was at in San Carlos, it's called Playa La Griega, I believe. We used to hang out at La Palapa Griega, and they have Greek food, but they do American food as well. So see, I'm just kind of placing these where I want them in here. And it's actually turning the resin dark as well. So I think this will be cute. But anyway, the beach we were at, it had 3 different types of sand. It had a really grainy brown sand, and then it had a white sand. And then further down, there was a black sand with all these sparkles in it. It was so beautiful. I did do a little video on my YouTube about that beach, so you might want to check that out as well. So I'm just moving that around. We'll see which way we like it. I'm going to put the green next. And as I'm resining, I like to use up all my resin. So I'm going to be doing several different types of projects here. And this made a lot of colored resin. So, and I'm going to do it in the 2-day process where I do the waves the second day. So I'll add that onto this video. Okay, so those are just plain. And I really like this one. I do think it needs to be mixed a little more. So we're going to just really mix that up in a circular fashion. And let it settle. Now here it's kind of traveling. I think I'm going to leave it in just pretty much the line of colors that it is. I just kind of like that with the black. So, air bubbles again. And this will keep moving a little bit. It just keeps moving. So there's a lot of bubbles in the sand, but that's okay. We can deal with that. So I'm going to let these sit, and I'll come back and place the shells that I found. Thanks for watching. So here we are about a half hour later. I dropped in some tiny seashells that I got from San Carlos while I was on my trip. Now see, I'm seeing some dark spots there. I'll pull those out. I'm just going to clean up now, let these sit. Oh, I love that blue-green. Cover it with a piece of clean cardboard. They're looking really nice. Oh, that black and white shell should have gone in the black. But anyway, here's what it's looking like. I really like the black. I had to go ahead and mix up some more white and black sand because I had some blues left over. So these are all going to be a little bit different. I'll work on the waves tomorrow, and I'll show you a video and add to this. But for now, I'm just going to do some cleanup and a little bit of cooking for Christmas dinner with my kids. Here's my little tree of life. It's just going to sit. I see some bubbles. I'll work on that. We'll just go ahead and cover these up. And we'll see what they look like tomorrow. We'll work on the waves and see how that turns out. Oh, this one's my favorite. Oh, I love that pink shell. Thanks for watching. I'll check in with you later.